We kick off the second half with this incredible trick play from ELCO. Pitch back, followed by another pitch. Raiders senior Gavin Bicker is hit as he launches a 42-yard dime to Justin Smucker for a touchdown at the end of the first half. ELCO takes a 10-point lead into the break and keeps it by the end. They beat Octorara 24-14. Bishop McDevitt, Cumberland Valley renewing their rivalry at Chapman Field. Stone Saunders has the Crusaders on the move. He finds Jonte Quick, who quickly moves to get that first down. Saunders going right back to him. Great hands by Quick, who makes the diving touchdown grab here. Later, Saunders is going to be going back to work and gets the job done with his legs that we don't always see this season, but trust me, he is capable of doing that. He's going to take off and then pick up the first down. Maurice Barnes says, hey, I know how to do that too. It's what I do. The running back takes it in from there. Crusaders taking it 30-8. Manheim Township continues to rack up the wins with no signs of slowing down. The Brew Streaks are taking their show on the road tonight, heading to Lebanon County. Cedar Crest has proved to be a tough opponent for most teams they face, as the Falcons are set to go at home. But as oftentimes is the case, the Blue Streaks getting on the board first. Defense forces a fumble, which sets up Declan Clancy. He's going to go for a short stroll that ends in the end zone. Manheim Township goes up 7-0 early in the first. Next Township drive, Coach Evans' crew makes quick work of it again, this time through the air. Carson Weiser plays pitch and catch with Darius Dixon, who hits him in stride. 14-0, and Cedar Crest looks to regroup and get back in this one. Jackson Custer's effort will help. The QB keeper finds a hole and then heads down the sidelines. He's going to make it an 8-point game. That is as close as they would get go. Manheim Township improves to 7-0 with a 38-13 win. Staying in the county and heading over to Annville-Cleona, who has a new look for their home field as they host Lancaster Catholic. Both teams in search of that fourth win. Time winding down in the first. Crusaders, David Stefanow is going to roll out and keep on going. He's got a lane, takes it all the way down to the goal line. Just seconds to go. Brandon Way will go his own way, which is up the middle, and makes it 28-7 Lancaster Catholic at the half. Purple and gold coming out in the second half using a similar recipe for success. Stefanow again getting loose, bouncing outside. He will go untouched for this 65-yard touchdown run. Annville-Cleona trying to keep this one within striking distance. They came out with a strike to Jonathan Shea right over the middle. And watch as he just runs over one defender and then is all the way down to the 21-yard line and pick up a 41. A few plays later, Bryce Keller follows the big fellas up front for the score. Crusaders lead, though, too much to overcome. Catholic takes it 49-27. Harrisburg making the long trek to Altoona. These two didn't want to wait for kickoff. Cougars running back and Penn State commit Messiah Mickens. Well, he looks comfortable in that area code. Starts with a 32-yard touchdown run. Harrisburg's first drive of the night. And, well, that score, that would have been enough. But, you know, there's a lot of time still on the clock, so Harrisburg's going to get their reps in. Check out the hands, or should I say hand, on Quincy Brannon. The wideout making a one-handed catch over the middle, then breaks a few tackles before finding his way in for 6. Now, Penn State coach James Franklin also on hand for the first part of this game. And, well, he liked what he saw from Mickens, who barrels through the Altoona defense, rumbles in from 17 yards out. Cougars blanking the Mountain Lions 33-0, up in their record to 6-1. Cocalico and Ephrata meeting up under the Friday Night Lights. Eagles on the ground. Dane Horning bursts through the hole and won't be stopped for the 30-yard touchdown. It's Ephrata's turn. By the way, they brought out the blackout jerseys for this one. Really nice touch. Braden Brown says, hey, mount up. We're going for a run. Starts out left, trucks a few defenders, then heads right, and then, well, just keeps on going until he gets smaller and smaller. A 75-yard touchdown run. Definitely a top play nominee for next week. Cocalico coming up with a strip sack late in the second quarter to stop Ephrata from scoring, which was key because points were at a premium. Cocalico wins 10-7. For the first time this season, Eastern York hoping to bounce back after a loss as they travel to Dover. Third quarter, Golden Knights already up 21-0. Looking for more. Quinn Bramble, quick release down the sideline, hitting senior wideout Draven Becknald in stride. Next level connection for 6. Hard to stand tall if you're the Eagles when Cole Staker is chasing down the QB on consecutive plays. Number 56 forces a fumble on one, then catches Lincoln Decker and brings him to the ground to force a punt. A lot of pink accents for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, even from the refs in this one. Next possession, Bramble, he's going to keep it and then accelerate through the Eagles defense and across for another score. Final 49-0 Knights. While UCLA and Penn State kick off tomorrow at noon, all eyes in Center County. We're on Cedar Cliff and State High tonight. If the Nittany Lions get off to the start the Little Lions did, well, it should be a good weekend in Happy Valley. State High's Eddie Corkery hitting Ty Salazar over the middle. He's got one man to beat, and then he's on cruise control for 65-yard touchdown strike. 7-0 Little Lions early, still in the first. Corkery still slinging it, uncorks one, and Daimir Cohen for 34 yards, and he is down inside the 5. They'd make short work of it from there to make it 14-0 to the second. More from the aerial attack of the Little Lions as another one, this one from 15 yards out. All State High in this one. They shut out the Colts 38-0. Last but not least, the Buckskins are still perfect on the year. They put that record on the line against Governor Mifflin. Reese Hull on the receiving end of the option pitch. He heads in from 7 yards out. We're tied up. Buckskins game plan to get those points right back. Swing pass, finding Tegan Rupel. And you're about to see the toughest yards after catch of the night. Count defenders that get a hand on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He still gets 15 yards and a first down. The pink out crowd appreciating the effort. That's going to set up Sawyer Espenshade, who scoots up the middle from 5 yards out. The QB keeper reclaims the lead. Conestoga Valley's defense forcing a fumble to seal the win, 28-21, and remain perfect on the year. We've thrown a lot at you tonight or this morning, so if you were late to the party and want to rewatch all of Week 7's action, or maybe you want to revisit past weeks of the frenzy, you can find it all waiting for you on fox43.com/HSFF. That's going to put a bow on Week 7 of the high school football season. For Ryan Yeaton-Sadowski and the rest of the crew in front of and behind the cameras, thank you so much for staying up late and watching. We're going to see you back here next week. Fox 43 News at 10-ish. We'll have much more headlines and your weather impact forecast coming up right after this.